Welcome everyone to the Veteran Homelessness Panel at the 2021 CAEH Virtual Conference. I want to begin by acknowledging that the land where I am located is the traditional and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq First Nation. Because we're meeting virtually, I'd like to ask each of you to reflect on the Inuit, Métis, and First Nations peoples in the lands where we are all gathered from coast to coast. My name is Alexandra Shaw. I'm the Manager of Strategic Communications at Veterans Affairs Canada, and I'm really honored to be here today to introduce the panelists and to moderate this really important discussion on veteran homelessness. Before joining the public service, I was a member of the Army Reserve in Montreal, mostly working in recruiting. After serving in the military for over a decade and for Veterans Affairs for just as long, I'm very passionate about veterans' well-being. Before working in communications, I was in our policy division, where I worked on our homelessness strategy. During that time, I worked with so many wonderful people, both within government and outside of government, doing some really innovative and valuable work in this area. One of the last times I traveled before the pandemic, in fact, was to attend this very conference in Edmonton in 2019. It was a wonderful event full of great energy and passion. And so I'm very glad to join you here today. Our discussion is timely on the eve of Veterans Week, which starts tomorrow. This week, leading up to Remembrance Day, we recognize and remember the veterans who've served at home and abroad. There is so much innovative and exciting work going on around this country, outside of government and within. At the federal level, this includes a veteran homelessness pilot program announced in this year's budget. We're looking forward to working with our partners in government and outside on this and other initiatives. With that, I'd like to introduce today's presentation and our speakers. The presentation will explore attachment security across the lifespan amongst veterans experiencing homelessness. This work is a collaboration between Catherine Moore, Assistant Professor at the School of Social Work at McGill University, Hannah Braze, Research Coordinator at the Old Brewery Mission, and Catherine Blesner, Assistant Professor at Hunter College. Catherine received her PhD in Clinical Social Work from NYU Silver School of Social Work and has practiced as a trauma therapist and clinical social worker in mental health with people experiencing family violence and homelessness. Her research centers on the impact of systemic oppression and social reproduction of inequality on individual and institutional access to and quality of services for people experiencing homelessness and those exposed to family violence. She has received funding from numerous sources, including the Old Brewery Mission. Hannah Braze is the research coordinator at Old Brewery Mission and a doctoral student at McGill University's Geography Department. She's also an active member of steering committees at the Women's National Housing and Homelessness Network and the Quebec Homelessness Prevention Policy Coalition. Her research interests range from housing, precarity, and policy to better understanding the needs of distinct homelessness populations. If you have questions for Catherine or Hannah, please post them in the question box, and I will ask as many of them as we have time for at the end of the presentation. Note that questions submitted will be posted to the conference page, and if we don't get through all of them, the authors will have a chance to go back and answer them on the platform. Some of you may have noted a change to our program. Unfortunately, Dave Gordon from the Legion is not able to make it today, so we're unable to stream his presentation or to ask him questions. With that, I'll turn over to our presentation. Thank you.